We're in Veilstone City, everybody. We made it. This is Dan from Dan Has Fun, doing more Pokemon Platinum with the 6 worst Pokemon that Sinnoh has to offer, that at least have unique typings. We're in pretty rough shape, thank goodness we made it to a city. I have, just between episodes, I've finally attached the Oval Stone to Scramble. I don't know why, but I always thought you had to use it on Happiny to make it evolve into Chansey. I'm pretty sure now that I did a little bit of looking into it, you're meant to attach the item and let it level up. Not that it really matters. Chansey's level up moves stink as well. The only move that we will potentially want to pick up with a heart scale in the future, because that's an option we have, would be Soft Boils. The actual move set that Chansey gets when it evolves is just terrible. Its move pool options just by level up are terrible. As you know, as bad really as Happy's attack stat is there. Level 24, and we have a 7. No wonder those pounds aren't doing anything, right? Anyway, this episode, we're going to look glitchy because we have poison. There we go. Thank you for going away eventually. We're going to investigate the city. This is one of the bigger cities in this region. It is very, very grey. But we'll go through and we'll show what interesting things it can do. It is, as you can tell by the clock down there, daytime when I'm playing in this session, so I'm hoping, hopefully I haven't upset Riolu too much. Maybe we'll be able to get it to evolve. That would be really nice. If you use the hidden move Fly, you'll be instantly whisked away to any town you've visited before. Yes, we will. That's why in the last batch of episodes, we caught 2 Pokemon. We're not going to be using them in battle. They will purely be our HM users, because we don't exactly have a great variety of options when it comes to that between our team naturally. We have a Staravia and we have a Beebell. We also caught the Rotom in the past because it's cool. It's a cool Pokemon. We're not going to be using it, and the careful nature is absolutely shocking for Rotom. Kind of pun, half intentional there. And these two are both naive. It's almost perfect. So, yes, they will be our Fly and Surf options for getting around the map in the future. Anyway, our team's now fully healed. We did at least get Cherim in the last couple of episodes, so that's nice. Still not great for stats. Also naive. We got a really, really gullible party and box set of Pokemon, I guess. The fact that this Pokemon can barely get over 2 times its level in special attack and speed is pretty indicative of how we're going to struggle late game. But yes, we do definitely want to get Riolu up front. It is holding the Soothe Bell, so it does acquire happiness twice as quickly. But given we have seen it knocked out for a variety of reasons, both lucky on the AI side and just bad judgment from mine, I'm not expecting them to be super happy. That dude keeps getting wrecked by gym leaders. Good for her. She also has a Parasol. So, let's go through some of the buildings and some of the houses. This lady's not important, but this one at least mentions for sake of the story plot. Yeah, a myth says that Mount Coronet parted Sinnoh into halves. Seeing the Pokemon Shellos makes me think the myth is real. One side, Shellos is pink. The other side, Shellos is blue. I do like how the pink Shellos, when it evolves, gets a Gastrodon that looks like it's wearing a Viking helmet. That's pretty cool. You do get a Porygon here, but you have to have space in order to pick it up, so we're just not going to. We don't need it. Cool Pokemon, though. That's another cool Pokemon to be able to use. We don't have access to that. It is way too good for what we've got. And I guess while we're here, let's go to the department store. So, pretty much every Pokemon game, not all, but most of them, have a city or a route, in the case of Black and White, where they have a giant department store. We are going to get some useful things here. A lot of this is just people talking gibberish. You can get your regular supplies here. We are definitely going to pick up some max repels. That is the primary reason why I came here. So in the future, we will not have to deal with lots and lots of encounters that we don't want. We probably don't need any healing items. Yeah, we should have... We'll buy some more Moo Moo Milks if we need to, if we're running short. Sheila just hi. This isn't one of the ones with the lottery, I guess. They give away a free application, so you know, free is the best price. We will not be using it. I mean, for sake of argument. Hi, this is how you can tell this is a ROM. If I go and yeah, this is what this is. I know, scintillating. Absolutely scintillating. And yeah, this floor just gives you the stat increasing items like proteins, carbos. That's actually the product that's recommending. We don't need a protein shake. Our Pokemon are going to be bad enough as it is. Now, in terms of TMs, we do have some options. So our team, if we think about it, Cherim can definitely learn Solar Beam. Problem with that is it takes 2 turns to attack with Solar Beam unless you have the sun out. Which is something we could theoretically do. I'm just going to buy one so I have it in my bag in case we decide to do it. You never know. Beyond that, though, our options are pretty limited. We do have a couple of Pokemon that can learn Focus Blast, but its accuracy is terrible. I'm going to take one just in case. And Hyper Beam, a contender for most nerfed move after Gen 1. It's crazy to think that if you were playing this back in Generation 1, you know, you're old like me potentially, that if you used Hyper Beam and the Pokemon that you attacked fainted, you didn't have to recharge. That's wild. Just absolutely wild. But that's what games, you know, that's what Red, Blue, Yellow were like back then. Mad. Absolutely mad. We won't need it for this Let's Play, or however you want to phrase this. But False Swipe, if you're going to try and catch Pokemon, as you know, most people that play a Pokemon game would. Awesome. Can't kill. Can't kill. So it will always leave at 1 hit point. We are going to grab some screens, though. We're going to grab 1 Reflect and 1 Light screen. I suspect we might need this getting towards the end of the game. It halves the amount of special or physical, respectively, between Light Screen and Reflect for 5 turns. It can go up to 8 if you have the Light Clay item, which, if memory serves, you can get that in the Underground in this game. I'm not sure if we'll be showing much, if any, of the Underground, but we'll see. And then, yeah, this floor, you can buy TVs, fridges, and sinks. You would think, just logistically, that they would put those on the ground floor, because how heavy are they going to be? But then again, they just randomly go in your bag too, so maybe not all that realistic, right? And that lady NPC there was talking about the different types of Pokeballs. There are timer balls if a battle goes on for really long. Every 10 turns, its catch rate goes up. There's the Quick Ball, which has massive catch chance, but only on turn 1. So I do like to use those when we're playing a try and catch everything style game, but that's not what we're doing. And then there's these 2 fat guys. Young trainer, as your senior in life, let me make a gift of this sticky barb. Don't really want to know where he was storing that. It's a hold item. If you're holding it and the opponent hits you with a contact move, they take the barb off you and they take damage every turn. 2 buff guys standing side by side. That's all. What's the problem? We will leave now. And we can't go and change floor without talking to this lady. So let's go to the basement. We haven't been there yet. Might as well show it off. Hope everybody's day is going awesome. It is another hot day where we are. Hence you can see the sheet in the background moving around a little bit. That's because the fan is on. No air conditioning. Well, not on this floor anyway. And speaking of this floor, the basement floor, this is really, really weird that it's downstairs. But effectively what this is just a handful of very, very small kiosks that will offer one particular type of item. So, for example, Mage Candy Bars, we can't get any of those. We can have lava cookies, though. I meant to buy 10, but oh well. So a lava cookie is a full heal for a third of the price. That's it. Quite literally no point buying full heals when you can buy those. They do sell poffins. We do not need poffins with what we're playing. We're not doing contests, and they are unbelievably expensive, so no thank you. This person has a few of the more obscure berries. So these are the ones that heal you, but depending on what your nature is and which berry you eat might confuse you. We don't need any of that. And then last but not least, this person who gives just information about apps. And the fact that, yeah, berries are on sale if you're really, really bad at planting. Because, as you would expect, in a time-based mechanic, which growing is, much like the honey on trees mechanic, if you don't actually get to where you have planted in time, after they've, you know, ripened and the berries are available, you don't get them. You gotta wait. So you can just buy the berries instead. We're not really gonna have to do anything with berries because they're not super duper important. Next, I want to show something that if you are 12 and haven't played old games, you have probably never really seen in a Pokemon game before. We can't play right now, we don't have a coin case, but that's not why I'm here, as you can see. So this is an actual game corner. Slots can be played. We're not going to be doing really much in the way of slots, because do you really want to watch me just press the same button over and over again for about 2-3 hours if we really want to get the top prizes? I don't recommend it. Locker is in here, though. Ah, it is you, yes. Examine, if you will, the reels. The Team Galactic logo, it is here. Further investigation is needed. I am just the man to do it. Also, where the masses gather, so too does information. Ack, my streak is broken. He's alluding to the real way that you win big coins in this slot game. You can get into Clefairy mode and just start dealing out the big prizes, but we're not going to be dealing with that. I just want to point out that you can actually play the slots. And then, yeah, this guy's like, hey, I'm looking for a coin case. Clowns give them out, because that's not weird at all. And this is their little prize booth, which doesn't feel seedy at all. This is why we're here, though. So, this fella, we won't need, because when I generated these Pokemon that you're looking at on the screen right now, I know what their hidden power would be. However, let's assume you were playing this game normally. You could come here and say, let's find out what Cheese's hidden power is. It'll give you the type. So if we taught hidden power to Cheese, Cheese would get hidden power Rock. Unlike games prior to this in previous generations, though, it'll always be a special attack. I also like how in really rude fashion, when you are trying to get a prize, and there are some good prizes in here, don't get me wrong, some of these TMs are pretty good, but you wouldn't know unless you looked them up, or you save scummed. No, there are some good TMs in here. It's funny that the most expensive one is most certainly not the best one. You can look up what they are, just to give you something to do. Really, the only items in here that sometimes I would potentially go out for, if you have one Pokemon that you're spamming out front, the metronome is very helpful, because if you use the same move over and over again, it gets a bonus in power. But really, other than that, there's not a huge amount. There is a TM in here. I believe U-turn is one of them. That can be very helpful, especially competitively. U-turn's a fantastic move. But we're not going to be dealing with that side of things. We're playing Super Cash. Major Cash. What you got to say, fella? Veilstone's the city of stone. We even have meteorites. This has nothing to do with anything, but here's a TM. Lazy Writing 101. I want to give you a thing for no reason. Yes, it is a City of Stone. No, he gives you a TM for Embargo, which we will definitely not be using. Embargo. You can't use items. Well, we're playing with no items in battles, so that is irrelevant. So, awesome. Oh, looking a little tired? Oh, no, not you. I meant your Pokemon. If you'd like, I can give a massage to a Pokemon. Would you like that? Yes, we definitely want to do this, and we're giving it to Riolu. So, we fade to black, which I guess is kind of good in a way. I don't want to think what this would look like if they tried to animate it. Buffer extremely content. We get puffy smoke. That's a weird thing to be stuck in the back of a fox, but okay. Realistically, we only did that because it increases the Pokemon's happiness. My sister's boyfriend is the scarf guy in Pastoria City. They send mail to each other by letting Pokemon deliver it. We haven't been to Pastoria City yet, so we'll just have to flag that up when we get there. Oh, look, a clown. You there, watch this coin. He spins, seemingly more than the coin does. Which hand is it in? Left. Hooray! Coin case. We're never going to be using it. We did it. There are many magicians in the world, you know, the performance artists. Don't you think that maybe, say, 5% are actually psychics? No, I do not. Well, maybe in this universe, but no. Okay, so we have gone to, I'd say, about 2/3 of the buildings so far in this city. There are a little bit more in terms of buildings to go into. There's the meteorite they're talking about, by the way. That is related to the Pokemon Deoxys. We're not going to go in here yet, although we are going to grab this item so I don't forget. A rare candy. Free level up. I will take that. Yeah, we're not going to go in here yet. We don't need to. You will see why later. And the other building that we're not going to go to, I'm going to change gear. I've actually been playing a different game in my downtime, and I keep forgetting that this game, you have both bikes. Remember a time in Generation 3 where you had to pick between the fast bike and the acro bike, the slow bike? It was Mac and Acro. And you couldn't just have both. You had to keep going back to the store and trading bike. I'm glad we don't have that mechanic anymore. Oh, dear. We'll grab the star piece too while I'm here. Yeah. If you played the original Ruby Sapphire in the, you know, when it came out or sometime soon after, let me know. Put it in the comments. I'm curious how old people are that watch this. Hey, you, this is Team Galactus Warehouse. It ain't no playground for kids. Yeah, we can't go in there either. So we're not going to explore every building right now. But we have explained, you know, at least explored some of them. She's talking about TMs from the game store. I don't speak French, but this is just, hi, do you like Pokemon? Yes. Me also. Cool, bro. I'm glad you put some foreign language in there. Pokemon games just have a habit of doing that. I'm not sure why, but that's what they do. Anyway, what are you doing here, Dawn? Daniel, are you going to take the gym challenge? Gee, you keep getting tougher and tougher, don't you? Me? I went shopping at the department store, and of course I'll be working on my Pokedex, but... I'm not singing this for the sake of your own eardrums. I will not sing what Crash Awake, which is who this is singing. But yeah, the ring is my rolling, or roiling, I guess. See? The towering waves shape me. Crash, 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 crash awake, etc. He is a very weird guy. He is weird even by Pokemon standards. Hello, dude and young lady. You're challenging the gym leader, are you? Let me tell you now, she's young, but she's a born genius. I tried training with her, and I was stunned by how tough she was. Oops. I better tell you who I am. He's the triple threat. Oof. But luckily he means Pokemon wrestling and song. And he's Crash Awake. I've already told you who he is. I ruined his setup, I guess. Oh well. And yeah, Dawn is just amazed, so just said nothing for a moment. She doesn't know what to say. So Daniel, good luck on your gym challenge. And then she just gently saunters off. This is not one of the Pokemon games where you have the person that's not quite in the starting village with you, but the person that starts the game with you, she is not exactly rival material, is she? Oh dear, dear. It's interesting that he doesn't actually mention what type of gym this is. But we're going to go in there and we're going to show you. Hey there, how's it going, champ-to-be? The gym leader is a user of fighting-type Pokemon. She'd be a terror against normal-type Pokemon, but, and it's a big but, nice, just between you and me, Maylene, the gym leader, said flying and psychic-type Pokemon could be real trouble for her. If you want to battle her, smack the punching bags along the rails. You have to hit those bags hard. This is how the gym mechanic works. Punch a punching bag, break tires. We're not actually doing this right now. I just wanted to get that piece of text out of the way. The reason why we're not doing that right now is rather simple. We only have one Pokemon that will be any good against this gym whatsoever. And spoiler alert, it won't go very well against Maylene. Her ace is not going to be happy making for cheese, particularly. So what we're going to do instead is bravely run away, and we're going to go down here. Hello, I'm with Jubilife TV. May I hit you with a quick interview? No. That's too bad. I hope you can oblige another time. No, thank you. So we're going to go down to Route 214, which is just through here. This is open to us despite the fact we haven't dealt with the gym. And we are here for one reason, and really one reason only. We need to level up a bit, because we are wimpy. Real wimpy. There, behind you. What? That was rude, Abigail. She has a Chingling. And yet again, we're going to bravely run away with Riolu, because that is not the type matchup we want. I don't think Chingling at level 23 has a sleep move, but I could be wrong. But just in case, we'll take out Virtue. Yeah, Confusion would have hurt our Puppa's day real bad. Conveniently, though, at least in this case, Chingling is slow, right? So even our not very fast Bug can get the jump on Chingling. And then we have a Floon, which our Bug does not get the jump on, it just will die too. So, what do we want to do? I guess we'll have to put out Maple and accept that this Pokemon probably has Aftermath as its ability and we'll take 25% damage defeating it, but we'll just accept it for what it is. While this battle goes on, because I don't anticipate this being hugely complex. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's going to be nice and easy. Yeah, Drifloon's weak to all three of our attack types that we've got. Dark, Ice, and Electric. Feels bad for him, man. Yeah, it is. Just in case you were curious, it's the start of August at this point that this is being recorded. There's not a huge amount of backlog, so you'll see this in relatively close to real time. It is still unbelievably hot, and it's making me sad because when you live this far north, you pretty much get May to maybe November if you're lucky, in terms of days where it's an actually pleasant experience to go outside. And I like to be able to get out there. I like walking. I like being bad at golf. And I mean real bad at golf. But when it's 30 degrees Celsius, it becomes less pleasant and more just a slog. So you just really don't want to do it. But then any other time of the year, this is a place that can drop to minus 40 degrees Celsius. It doesn't often. It usually floats at the worst in a winter somewhere in the minus mid-20s. But that's still not exactly something you're going to be walking out in. And you're definitely not golfing in it. Nothing's open for golf in the winter here. When I toss this coin, you call it. Heads, we battle. Tails, we battle. Gee, I wonder, what would happen if the coin fell on its side, friend? But on the flip side, if it's too hot, it means that at least you'll have more to watch. So there's that, right? There's always silver linings. Oh wow, you have horn drill. That would have been our luck, wouldn't it? That would have hit. I don't think we have a Pokemon that can outspeed a level 30 Goldeen, but let's hope that it doesn't use horn drill again and catch grapes. We don't want our grapes pierced. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I guess the one positive about it being the summer, and even if you can't go outside, is as of my work gets a little bit more calm in the summer. It hasn't been in July. July was really busy for us, but August has started and it's slowly cooled down again, at least in terms of work pressure, so that's nice. Still the same number of hours, but you don't feel like you're getting into work and just getting bombarded from the second you get in, which is always a nice feeling. What's that? You say you have a Pokedex, an authentic one? I don't know. I don't know how. I get it financially, it could be very lucrative, but I think I would struggle being a full-time YouTube person anyway. You'd have to be able to. I'd have to. I don't know how every YouTuber or say Twitch streamer does it or anything like that, but I would have to make a very, very specific timetable just so I knew exactly what I was doing when, because otherwise I would be the type of person to be like, well, I don't have anything to do today that I specifically have to do, so I'll procrastinate and find half a dozen different things that don't need doing to do instead, right? You gotta be pretty disciplined, I guess, to be a full-time streamer or YouTuber or whatever. At least at work, it'll be like, you have to log in at X time and you have to stay for, you know, however many hours it is. We did, at least, prevent some pretty expensive fraud, too. It's crazy to think that, you know, you get these text messages that are very, very obviously a scam to us, young people. But then you'll have people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s that will give out things like their social security number or, you know, their other country equivalent, just because somebody asks them to in a text message. I doubt I would need to do it, but this is almost turned into a public service announcement. Please be careful with who, when they email, text, or call you, you give your information to. If something like a bank or no, other financial institution is calling you asking for your social or your card information, yeah, don't give it the time of day. If they already have it, why would they be asking you for it? And I know a lot of you watching this may be like, well, duh, isn't it obvious? To us it is, because, you know, we've been raised in an age where we've seen this pretty much since the age we could walk. But folks that are in, yeah, you know, octogenarians or even older, a bit like my granddad, he's never going to use a computer. So he's just not exposed to it. Bufrov, meanwhile, is shredding through this. Oh wow, they have a lot of Pokemon. I didn't even notice. I don't really want to stay in here, even though we have a super effective move, because Yanma is really fast. But no, at least I can say I do work for a company that really does genuinely try to deal with potential fraud issues. I've worked at places, and I won't name drop them because I'm not going to throw shade that way, where their effective approach was, well, we're a third party, so it doesn't really matter to us, so we're not going to try that hard to deal with it. In my mind, I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, how can you be this way? It doesn't matter whose money it is. If it's some illegal practice going on, you put the due diligence in. Ah, yeah, some companies are scumbags, but that's not new information, is it? Ah, dear, dear. It's nice to work for a company that feels like it tries. Oh, speaking of trying, this trainer needs to try harder because we've just mown through practically everything in 1 to 2 hits. Brady, your Pokedex fills me with such envy. Well, I guess he works for us in a way, because the way you unlock the national Pokedex in this game is to have seen every Pokemon. You don't have to catch them all, thank goodness. But you do at least have to have seen them all. And he supplies a lot of them. We'll heal Boof Ruff up. If memory serves, this trainer has a Wormadam, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, a little kid like you is going to teach me about Pokemon? Maybe, if you are the Wormadam trainer, I'm going to. I'm going to teach you one very specific lesson. Yep, she is the Wormadam trainer. There's only one lesson you need to know if you're a Wormadam trainer. Wormadams are terrible. Wormadam is a terrible Pokemon. It can have 3 different types with fractionally different stats. Same base stat total. But Wormadam is rubbish. So just to explain a little bit, Burmy evolves into Mothim if it's male. Always, that's guaranteed. If it's female, it always evolves into this Pokemon instead. Now, you will notice that Wormadam looks different to the first one. Not hugely, it's just mostly a different colour. But it's a different typing as well. So, Burmy, when it evolves at level 20, it evolves into a different cloak, which is what it's called, based on where it last battled prior to leveling up to level 20. So, in this case, we just beat up a green grassy version, right? Meaning it was battling most recently in the grass, which is going to be the most common because most terrain in this game is on the grass. Not all, but most. This one, however, is kind of yellowy brown. So this would be if your most recent battle was, say, on the beach. I didn't know it had confusion at this point, but that'll be fine. It doesn't have very good special attack, especially this version. I don't want to use my last Blaze Kick because of the 3rd version, and it would have wasted my PP, so I'm really glad that I didn't. So yes, this version, rather than being a bug grass type, is a bug ground type. The 3rd version, which we will see in a moment, hopefully, is pink. Before we get to it, take a guess what type it's going to be. You got another couple of seconds to vote. Pause the video if you need to. Get it in the comments. What type is it? We're level 28. Here it is. So, Wormadam. This is the Trash Cloak, is what it's called. And that's not just me throwing shade at it either. If you thought it was a fairy type, you are wrong, because it didn't exist in Gen 4, remember? If you think it's a psychic type, you are also wrong, even though most psychic type Pokemon have either a purple or a pink edge to them. No, it's a steel type. Hence, I wanted to keep that move, because it's 4 times weak to fire. It doesn't make sense in terms of its color scheme, right? To get it to do that, by the way, you have to level it up when you're in a city. Finally, the thing that we've been waiting for this entire time, and the whole reason why this video is now about 35 minutes long, I didn't want to cut. Let's see the Popper do its Popper evolution. Let's be completely honest. This is going to be the best Pokemon on our team in the by an absolute country mile. So we finally have Lucario. It's a mixed blessing in a way, because it gains a steel typing, which for the fighting gym we're about to contend with is a bad thing. However, the amount of stat increase it gets is a more than adequate trade-off. So this Pokemon has massive attack, massive special attack. Technically, its special attack base is 5 higher than its attack, but ours happens to be the same right now in terms of overall stats. It's also pretty quick, not as quick as, you know, a Pokemon like, say... I'm trying to think of a generic base 100, like a Mew or a Jirachi or something like that. Not quite as quick as those, but it's not that far behind. Really, the only thing that's going to be a challenge is that this is a sweeper, so its defensive stats leave a bit to be desired. But I guess for context, yes, I know that Lucario's 2 levels higher than Cherim, but its defenses are practically the same. So, I think it puts into perspective how much of a defensive struggle every Pokemon that isn't Scramble is going to have in this game. We really don't have any physical defensive capacity, so thank goodness we have a Luxio that has Intimidate. That's really the only thing going for us. And what typing do most, you know, fighting types in general, do they usually use physical or special? It's usually physical. So that's why we wanted to go down this route a bit first. We're going to keep going down this route to a certain point, and then we're just going to backtrack. We don't need to keep leveling up Boofruff for now. What we do need to do is take the Soothe Bell off, because now that you've leveled up, we do not need to try and double your happiness all the time. We're going to give you a Fist Plate for now. And who else would we want to give the Soothe Bell to? Cheese can't, even if it's got maximum happiness, which it doesn't. We're in the daytime. Cheese is a nighttime evolution. I'm gonna put the Yellowstone back on. The reason why I was thinking is that for Chansey to evolve its happiness, but Scramble needs the Oval Stone, so we're just not going to put the Soothe Bell on anybody right now. We really don't need to. I also noticed that Grapes doesn't have an held item. That's not going to work. Just take that Shell Bell. Not a great held item, but it's better than nothing. Anyway, we're making progress. Hooray! I'm going to have to update the banner at the bottom. I'm going to go do that now so I don't forget. Hopefully you enjoyed watching the video. Again, let me know. Were you right about the Wormadam? Did you remember? It's an incredibly forgettable Pokemon, so I don't blame you if you didn't. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.